This is a wonderful DVD collection. If you hear birds, my window is open, and the reason for that is that I'm getting cold air in here because it is always hot in my room for some reason. If it looks like I'm sweating, that's probably the reason, because it is seriously always hot in this room. And now that we're getting into spring, it's starting to get worse, and summer is horrible. But anyway, this is a Stanley Kubrick collection, and as you guys know, if you've seen my videos, I am a huge Stanley Kubrick fan. And why am I doing this? Well, Stanley Kubrick is one of the directors that inspired me to make movies. In my 14 years of being alive, no other hobby has, I don't know, touched my heart more than creating movies and just making art with a camera. You know, I've done all kinds of different hobbies when it comes to the arts. I act. I'm in a lot of the school plays that my school runs. I'm a musician. I play the guitar. I kind of draw. It kind of depends on the day. It's not one of my best talents, but yeah, that's what I do sometimes if I'm just kind of bored and I want to do something new. Or I also kind of started getting into game developing, but that just it's a really, anybody who knows all that it takes to make a game, it is very time consuming, and I respect 100% for people who make games because it is a nightmare. So I've done all kinds of art, and it's just filmmaking was the one that I started out with at a young age, and from day one I had the camera on me. My grandmother would always film me when I was little, and I think that's why I fell in love with the camera, because I'd always want to see myself, and then I would be confused and I'd look in the camera and not see myself. But I guess it was just fascinating to see a moment in time recreate, like it's recorded. It's a moment in time that was recorded, and nothing is more awesome, I think, than to record a moment in time and look at it later. I'm also into photography. Like, if you look here, this is a photo that I did with the very camera that I'm using right now, and yes, this is a new camera. If you haven't noticed the change in basically video quality, this is a very nice camera. I can tinker with the focus and stuff. It's very nice. I love the manual focus. Excuse me, the manual focus is the greatest thing ever. I loved my old camera. My old camera was amazing. It's just sometimes you gotta move on, and in this day and age, YouTube, everybody is doing HD now, so I thought I'll go ahead and do the HD. But the reason why I'm saying all this is because recently I've been doing a film for school. It is a project that we're doing in school called A Peace of Mind, and basically what it's about is we got to pick topics. Now, I was sick when we picked topics. I was literally like about to die. I had strep throat one day, and that is one of the worst things ever. Strep throat, man, if you've had it, it's awful. You feel like there's razor blades in your neck every time you swallow, and then the next day I had pink eye. So strep throat and pink eye, 2 days in a row. Pink eye, also horrible. So yeah, I was feeling like crap, and I remember I was just kind of sitting here in this room, laying on my bed, and my phone goes off, right? And it's one of my classmates, and they're like, "Blaze, you have this very important part in this movie, that in this new project that we're doing." I'm like, "Okay," and she was like, "So you have two choices, and I can't remember what the other one was, but and then it was like a yoga studio, and I was like, And I was like, well, who are the people that are going to be in it? Well, we're going to have, she said we're going to have John Wayne, Aretha Franklin, and Betty White, and I was like, yes, that is perfect. Having them in a yoga studio together, I mean, that would never happen, but just the mere idea of it happening is hilarious. It is phenomenal, just that entire idea. So I was psyched. I couldn't wait, and I remember the day I got back, I went to my humanities teacher, and I got the information from her, and we started the project. The early stages of the project, I didn't have to do anything. There were a group of researchers, 3 researchers for the 3 people, and so basically on the research days we just kind of hung out, you know, did some other homework, and then we went back, and then once we started doing work, that's when the writing the script came along. And writing the script, you know, I've written my own stories, but writing the script to me just kind of drags a little, because I was never much of a fan of writing the scripts, even though it's something that really needs to be done, and something that I'm starting to now that I'm editing my own films, and I'm starting to take this art, you know, a little bit more seriously. I'm gonna have to start investing time in storyboards. And if you don't know what a storyboard is, basically what it is it's almost like a comic book. It's basically a series of all the shots that you want to do, and basically it helps communicate your vision to all the departments. And this video is getting kind of long, so anyway, so we did the script, and that took a very long time. There were 2 of us doing the script, and I remember one day it just dragged. We spent an entire day on 1 page, and it was over Google Docs. So the doctor, because I was still kind of not over the crap that I had, but so I just kind of told her, you know, just write, just keep on writing. And I came back, looked at it. It's pretty good. I made some edits, and I wrote some parts to it, and it was very good. And then came the best part, I think, is the filming. The filming is one of the most challenging parts, but it's also one of the most exciting, because you get to see your, you know, vision come to life, and you get to use the techniques that you've built in the art of filmmaking. And it was really cool, and it was neat to start using this camera, which I hadn't really been using much. I used it at a car show just to take pictures of the cars. I really like this camera, and but I didn't really use it much. I did some photography, but as for video, not too much. And there's some more films that I'm going to want to complete with this camera, and there are some things I want to refilm with this camera. So yeah, so filming was a big part, but the only problem is that we didn't have a lot of time to film. So we really had to stress, and there wasn't a lot of time to, you know, direct, which, you know, I can understand. You know, it's school, and, you know, there was other things going on. We'd only have 1 hour each for a week, 1 hour a week. So that's basically a total of, I guess it came down to about 5-6 hours of film time, which, you know, that's not a lot of time, but we did the best we could in the little time we had. One guy, bless his heart, he couldn't remember his lines, so we had to hold the script up by the camera so he could read it off. You know, and I'm not gonna blame him for it, because, you know, the whole idea was to have everybody acting in it. You know, it's just acting in general isn't everybody's thing. I remember when I tried out athletics, that did not go well. So, you know, there are things, some people are really good at sports, some people are really good at art, and the lucky ones are good at both. But, you know, we got that done, and the hardest part for me now is the editing.